Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Robert Conley on Robert Live Tonight. And tonight is the last preseason game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We have had a very good preseason. We have not lost a game, but I want to prepare you because tonight may be the loss that we will receive, if any, in the preseason. The reason why we may lose tonight is because it is play to stay night. This is the last night. Hey, Brenda, how you doing? This is the happy birthday, Brenda. Hope you get a win for your birthday today, but it's going to be a little bit hard one tonight because these guys are having to play to stay as it is the last game of the preseason. And the cut is going to happen on August 31st. And so things are going to be changing here pretty soon with the players and who's going to be on the roster. So with it being the last game of the preseason, we are going to be seeing play out of guys that we haven't seen very much out of, or I should say that haven't played very much. We're going to be seeing these guys play like it's the Super Bowl. Okay, we're going to be seeing them play like it's the Super Bowl because it's do or die for some of them, and they're going to have to show what they can do in order to stay on the team, because come August 31st, the roster is going to be cut down to 53 players. That means a lot of guys are going to have to go. And wanting to stay, they're going to have to play and show that they want to stay. We saw last week, it was nice. I was there. I got to watch the game. We saw last week how these guys can come out, and Ben came out. The first team came out in the first quarter, jumped up into the lead, and the backups and all of the new guys and all of the prospective Steelers played very well to maintain that lead and to go on and finish the game 26-20 against the Detroit Lions. Well, tonight, Ben's not going to be in, nor will Rudolph. It's going to be Haskins and Dobbs. Haskins is going to start as the quarterback tonight. And with Haskins starting tonight, we may see some fireworks. Let me tell you why. Because, like I said, there's no guaranteed spot as the backup quarterback yet. Although Rudolph is not playing, he's still not guaranteed that number 2 spot, not yet. And in watching the game tonight and watching them play, and with Haskins starting, Coach really likes Haskins, okay? Coach Tomlin really likes Haskins. Coach Tomlin says that to this point, Haskins has been giving him what he's wanted to see, and he likes Haskins' ability to make decisions. He likes his ability to protect the ball, and he likes his arm position, his arm throwing, his technique that he uses to throw the ball, and how he makes his completions. So Coach is really liking Haskins at this point. And if it were up to me, but it's not, but if it were up to me, and I don't have a say-so in it, but if it were up to me, it would be Haskins in the number 2 position, and then a battle between Dobbs and Rudolph. So I like Dobbs as well. Rudolph is number 4 in my book, but I'm not making those decisions. We'll see what happens. Rudolph, to me, although I like him mostly, he's a little slow in throwing the ball, especially when there's short passes. He's probably got the best, or if not, maybe the second best arm for the deep pass. He's probably there. But I think he's a little slow. He's a little slow in scrambling. If he doesn't have the protection, in the front line, then he's going to get sacked a number of times because he doesn't know how to get out of the way of he doesn't have the peripheral vision or whatever it takes in order to be a quarterback to keep from getting tackled back there and keep from getting sacked. But anyway, it's not up to me. We'll see what happens. But Coach Tomlin says that there are no quarterback positions secured yet. The only one we know that's secured is Ben's, but the number 2, number 3, and number 4 position, they're not locked in yet. So we'll see what happens with Haskins and Dobbs tonight and see if they can do a really, really good job. Because like I said, these guys are going to be playing, even though they've got orders on what they need to do. They need to take those orders and play like they're going to be in the Super Bowl. So we should see something really good tonight. And I'm going to guess that the Panthers are going to be doing the same. So those guys are going to be hot on it as well. And we should see a very good game tonight down in South Carolina. Now, down in is that? Now, I think that stadium is just across the border in North Carolina, but it's the Carolina Panthers. So they practice in the South Carolina, I think, and then they play in North Carolina. But I don't remember. But anyway, it's down south. We'll see what happens. Hey, Lewis, how you doing? If you let Rudolph walk, and he will be starting soon for another team, you think he's that good? Who would he start for, Lewis? Who is he good enough to start for? Like I said, he's got to get a little bit more speed, a lot more speed on him when he's in the backfield, and he's got to throw that short pass probably a little bit quicker. Ben was really good last year at getting the ball out in 1.7 seconds or something like that. He was doing a really good job. It takes Coach Tomlin, when he's analyzing the games, it takes him about 3 hours to go through each game, analyze each player, and go through each position to see how they were doing. And he looks at their hand movement, their feet movement, and he looks at their body movement to see what they're doing right or what they're doing wrong, what they can improve on, what they can stop doing that's making it so it's not as good a job as he wants to happen. And every coach goes through and analyzes all of their players, as well as head coach Tomlin, to make sure that they're doing the best job they can to put the right guys on the field when they need to put the right guys on the field, and making sure that it works the way that they want it to work. Now, there's something different this season than what we've had before. Okay, there's something different. And what's going to be going on this season that wasn't going on before is that offensive coordinator Matt Canada is going to be calling the plays from up in the box high above the field. He's not going to be down on the field making play calls. So with that being said, and with that happening, what it's going to do is give a bird's eye view of what is going on down on the field so that they can see where the gaps are. They can see what's happening with the defense and make decisions on what's going on. For instance, they'll be able to see a little bit easier how well the defensive backs are covering the receivers. They'll be able to see how the offensive players are opening up the holes for the running game. They'll be able to see that stuff much, much better, and that's going to make, let me say it that way, it should make for a better offensive play calling menu to be implemented and worked during the game. Making decisions by the seat of their pants on the fly and making sure that they can make the best decision every time they make a decision. Now, there's always going to be mistakes, and people start firing. Get out. Go find another team if you want the coaches fired. Okay? I don't want you to be around me. I don't even want to see you I don't even want to see your name if you think that it's time to fire one of our coaches. We have had a very good coaching staff. I mean, almost forever since the Super Bowl. What was that, in 1964 was the first Super Bowl, I think it was, or 69. We have had great coaches ever since then. And to have a fan be so negative on the coaches, you know what? You guys can't even be armchair coaches looking from your seat. You don't know what to do. Put you out there in the high pressure situation where there's money involved and attitudes involved. Let me see what you can do. You can't even coach your family. Stop it. Just stop it. All right. So anyway, Snell will be playing tonight. Running back Benny Snell, he'll be playing tonight. He's not been in practice since the second week of practice for some lower body injury, and that's all I've got for you is a lower body injury. I haven't found anything that says what injury he had, and but he's been injured. The first time he's touched the ball and made any carries since the second week of practice was on Tuesday. So we'll see if he's up to par, because it takes a while to get your body in shape, to get pounded on and to run the ball and to get up to speed, because NFL is the fastest football in the world. And so it takes you a while to get up to that point where you can play efficiently. But he's coming back tonight. We'll see what happens. And he's going to be fighting for position as well, because he hasn't shown anything this season so far, this preseason so far. So he's going to be fighting for position as well. We'll see what's going on. Brenda, scan your computer and see if you can find a streaming area, a streaming site. Maybe somebody on here knows where you can watch the game, where it's being streamed at. Okay. If you're on here, if you know how to stream the game tonight, post it on here so those that can't see it on television will be able to see it in a live stream. Okay. I'm going to be watching it here at this casino. I expect they're going to have it on here. If they don't, I'm going to have to go back up in the North End and go to the sports bar that I normally go to. But I suspect they'll have it on here, and the game starts in about 17 minutes. Let me see here. Oh, this is something that is interesting. Vaccinations may become a determining factor of who makes the cut and who doesn't. So if there are a couple of players in the same position with the same skill set, and one's vaccinated and one's not, the one that's not vaccinated may be cut just because he's not vaccinated, because the Steelers, as well as every other team, wants this season to be as close to a regular season as it was 2 years ago. And they want to minimize the risk of anyone spreading the virus or contracting the virus, just as they are implementing, some of the teams are implementing you must be vaccinated to enter the stadium so that they can fill every seat. If you're not vaccinated, you may not get into the stadium this season. So if you're planning on going to a game, you better go get vaccinated, because if they ask for your card, or if they look it up on a national list, if there is such a thing, then, and actually there is a phone app, a tracking app that they can look at to see if you have been vaccinated or not. So if you are planning on going to a game this season, you need to make sure you get vaccinated if you're not vaccinated already. And masks are still mandatory in the Steelers Stadium at Heinz Field right now. They were mandatory last week when you go into an inside area. While you're out in the stadium, which, I mean, you're side by side, but there's a lot of air out there. There's a lot of screaming going on. I wore my mask anyway most of the time. So if you're planning on going to a game, be prepared and get vaccinated and take a mask with you. All right. Um, right now, Coach Tomlin believes that he's got 4 NFL quality quarterbacks. That means that any time any one of these 4 guys should be able to go in and substitute for Ben or substitute for a backup or substitute for another backup. We saw that happen 2 seasons ago where the backup got backed up. So right now, the coach believes that these guys are strong enough, smart enough, and play well enough that any one of them can go in and play at any point in time. So, but they're still going to have to analyze the tapes, analyze the games, and watch and see who does the best job tonight, so that they can determine the position on the roster. Because start of the season not that far away. We got about 2 weeks, and it's on, baby. Got about 2 weeks and it's on. That's pretty much all that I have, except for if you haven't received one of the casino chips that I've been giving away and you want one, send your address to me. Don't post it here, because everybody that watches this video, and it's on 1, 2, 3 Facebook locations and also YouTube. So do not post your address on here unless you don't care. But send it to me, and don't post it on my page either, because my page is open to the public. So if you want you can say yes that you want one here, all right? But then send me your address in instant messenger so that I can send you, or messenger, whatever that is Facebook has. Send me your address there so that I can send it to you. So I'm not giving away anything tonight except for those chips, not computer chips, the casino chips. If you want one, let me know, and then I'll have to get your address and send it out. On Sunday night, I will be giving away another prize to whoever wins. I also want to tell you this, that we have a Steelers fan that in January sent me money because they wanted a trip to a Steelers game. They couldn't afford it, but they sent me $100. And I've been working on that $100 to get it up to the point for them to be able to go to a Steelers game. I'm not going to mention who it is because I want it to be a surprise, but I'm going to tell you that I've worked on that $100 to get it higher and higher and higher. And right now that account is at $800. Okay, that account, I built it from $100 up to $800 for that person. And hopefully, and I think that it will happen, hopefully by the beginning of the season, I will have enough money to send to this person so that they could get airfare, hotel, and a game ticket so that they can go and watch a Steelers game live. It's their dream to go and watch a Steelers game live. I know it's a lot of your dreams to go and watch a Steelers game live as well. And if you want me to work on money so that you can afford to go to a Steelers game at some point, then you can do the same thing. This is only open to Steelers fans. Okay, it's only open to Steelers fans that I work on the money for you and take it up to where you can pay for your airfare, round trip, hotel, transportation, and a ticket in. All right. The opportunity is here. I'm giving it to you tonight, and it starts at $100. The more that you send, the faster the money will come back to you. You start with $100. It could take me all year to get up to $2,000 for you to go to a game on. All right, but I can work on it for you. I will guarantee you will not lose your $100. Okay, if that's all you get back, that's all you get back. But I will guarantee you will not lose your $100. All right, it may take a long time, but you're not going to lose your money. All right. Okay, so I'm going to get off here again. If you want a casino chip, tell me yes here that you do. Send me your name and address on Messenger or whatever that is that Facebook has, and I will send it out to you next week. Okay? So this is Robert Conley. I'm getting off here so I can go in and get me a comfortable spot, hopefully to watch the game. If not, then it's going to give me time to get into the second quarter up at the sports bar and watch the game. So this is Robert Conley on NGSC Sports, talking to you live from a place I'm about to leave in a few days so I can get back to Vegas. This is Robert Conley. Thanks for showing up tonight. I'm gone, y'all.